Hello, hey guys. My name is Naomi Smith Kalama. I was born in Zambia. I grew up there until I was 12 years old, and then I moved to the United States. So I decided to create this video just so I can share my experiences of being an African and an American in the living in the U.S. And I wanted to just compare the differences between Africa and the US because there's so many people have lack of knowledge about both countries. Um, People, I thought like I would share my life experience and the good and the bad of being an African and being an American and living in Africa and living in America, And I thought I might share this. I might start creating this video just so I can share my experience, how I have survived being in America, how I have lived my life in America, and how I lived in Africa and the differences. And also, I'm not just gonna be making such videos about just talking about the US. I'm also gonna be making videos about me dancing. I'm not a good dancer, but I like to dance once in a while, and I need to lose a lot of weight because I gained a lot of weight. So if you guys are out there and watching my videos and you have a good song that you would really think I would dance to, I don't care. Well, I do. American songs, I'm not really good at them, like hip hop songs, but I can dance to like Hispanic songs or any type of African song as long as it has a very good beat. Then we're okay. And then the other thing is, I am not fluent in English. So whenever I mess up, please don't judge me. And also, since I've been here for a while, the languages that I spoke, apparently I do not speak them very well back home. It's not like I'm trying to pretend or I'm trying to be a different person. I'm not a pretender. But there are times when whenever I'm talking to my family members, like on the phone, and I say something like, let's say like I send the Foktiola Amatava, to me it sounds perfect, like it's good, but to them it's like I've put two different languages in one sentence. And it's not just in Africa, but it's also here. Like my sister is always saying like you just spoke two different languages at the same time, and she'll be like, why are you speaking like that? Or my mom will be like, why are you talking to me in that language, when to me it sounds like a different language. So I'm not really good at English, but I do my best to speak it. And I had to learn English the time I got here, because British English and American English, they are two different things. Like you can know English, but when you come here, you will figure it out real quick that you feel like you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know how to speak it. And Americans are really good at pretending. They'll tell you that, oh, you have a cute accent. Or a lot of people like to ask like, are you from Jamaica? No, I'm not from Jamaica. I'm from Africa. Or they'll be like, are you Nigerian? I'm like, no, Nigeria is not a continent. It's an African, like it's a country. It's not a continent. So it's irritating, and but sometimes you just gotta move on with it and just go with the flow. Sometimes I say I am Jamaican even if I'm African. Sometimes I'm just like whatever. I just don't. And I realized that because social media is like really bad at manipulating things or lying about not social media. Actually it's more like what you see on TV. Um let's say like in Africa, the way they portray Africa, it's like a different ballgame. It's like everybody's poor, like um you have kids and street kids. Every person who lives in Africa, they have HIV/AIDS. It's like they don't have clothes, they don't have shoes, they don't have anything, they don't even have cars. And then when you come like, and then the way they portray the US in Africa, it's like everybody's rich, like nobody, nobody's poor, nobody's it's like everybody's very successful. Because before I came to the US, when I was very young and I found out I was coming to the US, I was thought like you know, there was nobody who was poor. I was told like as soon as I got here I was gonna be rich. Like I made so many promises to my old friends, my classmates in Conway. I told them like as soon as I get to the US, I'm gonna buy them phones, I'm gonna buy them like cameras. I was like, girl, I got you, boy, I got you. Until you get here and then you realize no, you really don't. You don't have anybody because you really have to work hard for those things. And the other thing is that not every place is like a Beyonce place life. Like, you know, Hollywood, the way the streets are so perfectly, the houses are so nice and everything like that. It's not like that. There's some places that look like you'll be like, am I in Africa? Or am I in this type of Africa or what's going on? So not everything you see on TV is the same. And then also is I wanna say this. You should be happy in the country you're in, like where you were born. Just be thankful because I realized I started thinking Zambia as my country. I always say Zambia is my country even if I'm not a Zambian citizen. I always say Zambia is my country because of the fact that the people in Zambia, they are very, very friendly. And it's not just Zambia, it's Africa. There are some bad parts of Africa, but it's not the whole. But the thing is this, the one thing I do miss the most is my neighbors in Africa. It was my neighbors were like your best friends, or your like your brothers and sisters. I know how like your neighbor, every time in the morning when you wake up, you get irritated by greeting you like every morning, how are you, blah blah blah, like just irritating you. And then you have, as soon as you move in a new neighborhood, if you're young, you click like that. In the US it's not like that. You can be living next door to you, like next to your neighbor for the next 30 years, and your neighbor might not even know your name. They might not even know you exist. That's how bad it is. It's like you're literally on your own. And the way Africa raise their kids, it's like they give you tough love, which is the best. Because tough love, it's like you can tell your auntie like, or your mother, I'm going to kill yourself. African parents will be like, go ahead, I don't care, that will give us more food. But they actually do care. But in the US, if a child says I'm gonna kill myself, and the parents be like, no, what's wrong, it kind of makes, it gives them attention that the kid does not really need. And that child will start thinking, well, they act like they can't live without me, so I'm gonna go ahead. So it's like reverse psychology. And then you have like so many rules in the US where like you can't drink until you're a certain age. In Africa they have those things, you know, where you can't do such things, but because they don't imply in a way the US does it, it makes kids or anybody not even look forward to those. But in the US it's like, I can't wait to be 16, or I can't wait to be 18 until I smoke. And then they start smoking at a very young age. Or I can't wait until I'm 21 and I'll start drinking. And then when they do that, they start drunk driving, and then they get in accidents, and you just see kids in the hospital just destroying their lives, you know, due to the fact that they always looked forward to doing all these things. In Africa we don't. We just, if you're young, be young, you know. And then the other thing is that there's so much stress in the United States, like a lot of stress. It's not even funny. And what I mean about that is you can grow up, like you start when you're young. They start you on sports, which is good. Like as soon as I got here, I played a lot of sports. I played softball. I was in soccer. I was in marching band. I did drama. I was constantly moving. My life was a busy schedule. It's not like I even played outside. After school, I had to practice after school. After school, I had to go to another practice. After that, I need to do homework. Before you know it, it's time to sleep. Your life repeats. And then by the time you're 18 years old, they start, oh, you need to, no, actually 16. When you're 16, you need to learn how to drive so you can be driving yourself to school. And then when you're 17, you need to get a job. So by the time you're 18, you need to move out. In Africa, it's not like that. In Africa, you have your family members that just, I guess you just live day by day until you graduate, until you find a job, until you get married. It's not like it has a time to it. But in the US, it's like everything is a timer. You know, and time goes by so fast. Before you know it, you were born at 2 years old. it feels like 5 days later you're already 18 years old. And then the family members don't have that connection like the way in Africa you do. You have kids at 18 years old. As soon as they move out, they either get married at 18, or they have a job and they start. And most people, they don't know how to fall in love, because I believe like American marriages is more about finding a person that you're gonna be sharing rental stuff with, so they fall in love so quick. I mean, love within 1 week, you're in love. 2 days, I mean, 3 weeks, they're already married. And then they realize they don't agree with each other, and then they start getting divorced. And then actually divorce is even better, because most of the time they kill each other. I have watched so many TV shows of just marriages where people kill each other over things that don't even make sense, due to the fact, well, I killed my wife because I found somebody better and I just had to. I didn't know how to leave my wife, so I just had to kill her. And I'm like, well, you kill the person but you go to jail. And it's like pressure on top of pressure, and you have people growing old so fast. They look like, they'll be 23, they'll be looking like they're 40 something. They'll be 40 something and they'll be looking like they're 60 something. So many people, when they look at me, they say I look like I'm 16, or the youngest I got is 9 years old. But at the end of the day, I don't stress like the way they stress. And it's crazy, but I do stress a lot, because things that I expected to find here is a whole different ballgame. You have to work hard. Everything, like in Africa, if you buy a house, it comes the same way they sell it to you. In the US, you have interest on top of that. You have to pay, property taxes. After you're done paying off your house, you still have to be paying taxes for the rest of your life. It's like you never done. Then you have electricity bill. It's 24/7. You will never pay off electricity bill. You will never pay off water bill. It's just constantly paying off bill on top of bill. And then your car will be like costing you $20,000, but by the time they're adding tax, it will be an extra $10,000. And then by the time you're trying to pay it off, it's gonna take you about 7 or 8 years just to pay off your car. By the time you're trying to pay off your car, your insurance is already low, your car is already breaking down, you need another car. And then when you're getting another car, you go through the same process of stressing on top of stress, while Africans just live a day by day life. I would say, like, be thankful of what you have or what the Lord gives you, because sometimes things might seem good from far, but it's not always the best. I am thankful for what the Lord has given me. I'm thankful for the Lord bringing me down here. But I'm not gonna lie, like, there's so many things that I wish I had that I don't have. I grew up after I was 12 years old, I grew up without having friends to hang out with. I had a bird. I went crazy to the point where the bird became my best friend. I was talking to the bird like, good morning, how was your day? And this bird liked to eat nshima. I would feed it nshima. It ate chicken. I would even tell it that when it dies, the chicken it ate, they'll come after it. But I was always depressed. It's very easy to be depressed because you don't have anybody to express your feelings with. People don't understand you. The way Africans are and the way Americans are, it's very, very different. And especially like here, if you start a fight here, everybody gets involved. No matter how old you are, if somebody starts insulting you and then you start beating them up, their parents will get involved. Your parents will get involved. The cops will get involved. Before you know it, you'll be going to jail. In Africa, it's like, if you know how to insult somebody, you better know how to fight. Get it done. Nobody gets involved. And being an African, it's a blessing. I'm not gonna lie, it is a blessing, because you get, if you are born an African, you can survive anything wherever you go. I believe you can survive anything that's thrown at you. And you work hard and you learn how to appreciate life, and because your parents teach you how to do that, how to live a day by day life and enjoying it and thanking God for it. In the US, not that many people know how to do that, because parents don't reunite the way African parents reunite. even family members. One time on the news, I had read about a lady who had died in her room. I mean, in a car, garage car. For the she was dead for 5 years. 5 years, and she had neighbors, and none of the neighbors even knew. 5 years passed by. This person was dead in a car in her garage. In her garage. And nobody knew. The only time they found out was because apparently she had so much money that she does overdraft, which I do, automatic pay, where you have your phone, they're just taking money out of your account. So her bills were getting paid because of that. And when her money just started running out, that's when somebody's like, there's something going on. They had to wait until money started running out. When they went there, that's when they found out that this person was dead in her garage for the 5 years, and she had neighbors. And I'm like, how can you not even smell that dead body? In Africa, that can never happen, because you have a neighbor that every single freaking day they'll be saying, good morning, how are you, coming to check up on you. If they don't see you walk out of your house, they'll be knocking on the door. Are you okay? It's a blessing to be an African. It's a blessing to be in America. Like America, I tell people, a lot of people, America is the best place for school and work. School, it's the best. You have government school where you don't have to worry about paying anything, especially when you're in high school. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to buy books and pencils to write in, because you have the library to check out your science book, your English book, your math book, anything you need. That's the beauty of it. Only in college, that's when you'll start buying your stuff. And then when you have a job, you will never go broke. They do have people who are poor, but because they choose to be poor. It's not like in Africa where the government is all messed up. No. But you can only choose to be poor in the US, because the jobs are everywhere. Wherever you go, you have a job, no matter what. And it depends. If you work in the health field, no matter, you even get it quick. You can move. If I decided to move today to another state, tomorrow I'll have a job. It might not pay me the way I want it to pay, but at the end of the day, I will have a job. That's the beauty about the US. But again, the effect of it is people, they do not have their humanity. They do not have that emotions that Africans do. Africans value life more than Americans do. You could be walking in the streets, a person would pass by and shoot you for no reason. They don't even know you, just for the fun of it. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. The way they value guns, it's crazy. The way they value guns is like, you'll be fearing of your life. Like, since I've been in the US, I have never ever went to a club. I have never went to a club because I'm afraid of what might happen. But I always have to pray every single day. But when I go to Africa, I go loose, and people are like, dang, what is wrong with you? Because I feel like I'm free. I can release all those things that I've been holding, all those being at home all the time, not finding a life. Just, you can have a neighbor, and if you go over to your neighbor's house, they'll be like, this person comes all over. You have to ask. It's sad. It's very sad. And then the thing is that I want people to understand that, people who come to the US also, it's not easy. You can come here, if you don't have papers, it's not easy. Because I know there's so many Africans that believe, because of the images that they've seen, as soon as you cross that land, you're in America, you are rich. No, it don't work like that. It does not work like that. You're not rich. You have to work. You have to get a job. And if you don't have papers, if you are a doctor in Africa and you come here without papers, I promise you, you'll be mopping. You'll become a janitor. You'll be cleaning the floors, wiping the tables. You'll be doing such just for the fact that you do not have papers. They will make you do things that in America, it will even you out. You can be the richest person in Zambia. If you don't have papers, it's better you go back and be in your country where you are treated like a queen, because nobody will here. Yeah, you'll be working here for less than what you are making there. You will do that. And then people will be like, send this, send that, send this. It's not easy. I promise you, I made so many promises before I came to the US. Like, because I thought money was easily made. And I remember when I was like, oh, when I turn 16, I'll start making my own money. I'll be sending. Where? When I turned 16, my bills came in. Water bills started coming in. When you make that money, you work so hard. The taxes they take out of your income, you're just like, you wanna cry. You made 14,000, you're getting 800 or 900 because they took taxes out. Out of 900, you gotta pay for your phone bill, you gotta pay for your water bill, you gotta pay for your car, you gotta pay rent. And it's what? You're done. The next paycheck that's coming in, you also have to pay for your medical. If you went to a medical, you just go in ICU. They just see you. They didn't even do anything to you. They tell you you're owing $7,000. And you have to pay. You have to pay. And then you start getting credit card on top of credit card on top of credit card, which you can't afford to pay. And then you become in debt, and then you become stressful on top of it. And then you have people asking, oh, can you send me this? Can you send me that? Can you send me this? And you're just like, and every time you say, I don't have, people do not understand because they're not in your foot. Oh, but you have a job there. Yeah, we don't have a job. Yes, I get it. I have a job and you don't have a job. But at the end of the day, you have each other. You have a house where you say, okay, I might not have something to eat tomorrow, but the Lord will provide at the end of the day. But in the US, no matter what in the US, the bills will always come. I know the Lord will provide tomorrow, but at the end of the day, I still need to find something to pay for this. I need to find money by the end, because I cannot go to my landlord like the way Africans do it. Where they say, oh, landlord, please, I'm getting paid on Friday. Can you just wait for me until Friday? I know I'm supposed to pay you this Monday, but my paycheck is coming in Friday. The landlord, oh, it's okay, you can pay me on Friday. In the US, it's not like that. If your paycheck is Monday,